Okay, by the time you're all seeing this, it's probably the 25th, so happy holidays. If it's not, I'm either early or late. I apologize for both. Anyways, hi everyone. Phantom here from Phantom Reaper VA, and this is probably gonna be the most difficult what if for me to make, because I don't really have a good idea on how I'm gonna handle it. But after writing some rules and thinking about it, I'm just gonna do what I always did and wing it and improvise it the best I can. Anyways, welcome to What If Deku Was in Pokemon Legends. This includes Legends Arceus and Legends ZA, which I just seen the playthrough of because I don't have the game yet. I have not heard some good things about ZA, which hurts me, but the game looks pretty good. By gameplay, I mean. Yeah. Anyways, so what are the rules for this What If? Well, here's a few that I've already written down. I did have a viewer suggest me some ideas, but since I couldn't really go back and check all the comments they made, they kept making the comment after a comment. No, if not, no harm done. It's just there's a more effective way. Anyways, here are the rules I've written down. After every major boss-like battle, i.e., a Guardian Pokemon or a major trainer in ZA, if I remember correctly, Izuku is sent back to the world of MHA. So he's not gonna be stuck in there all day, become so OP by the end of it, and then come back. Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. And he can enter the Pokemon world, but that's when he goes to sleep. There's also that. Pokemon can revive after hours of no battling. This this is basically because there's no healing machines in MHA. Quirks have types, so Bakugo's explosions are normal type. And I'm not gonna cover stuff like the whole sky collapsing in Legends Arceus or the whole Death Ray cannon in ZA. I'm go- I'm gonna try and not retell the games and just kind of do it a unique way. So I'm gonna exclude those two moments, but if you guys say otherwise or have any new ways of making this so it's not me retelling the game, go ahead. Please let me know. Alright, and as of now, I've made a community post where you guys have chosen a starter on what Izuku's gonna pick, and I'll pick up this recording after it's done. Also, special thanks to Jacopo 3461 for first suggesting this and being very patient with me. Cause let's face it, I was putting this one off for a bit cause I was worried it wouldn't turn out good. But either way, let's begin after the votes. Okay, so it's now been a day since I posted that vote poll, and the winner is Rowlet at 67% out of 12 votes. Both Cyndaquil and Oshawott are at 17%. Honestly, you couldn't have really gone wrong with any of the choices here. Rowlet does feel like it fits the most, and so does Oshawott. Cyndaquil, maybe, but either way, now that we know which starters Zuku's getting, we now can begin the story. Which I will do some different things in that, so it won't be a one-to-one retelling of Legends Arceus. There'll be some new things. Think of it like an alternate take. Alright, now let's begin. Quirks. Something that has become all too common in this world, to the point where your quirk dictates who you are. This is the sad truth that Izuku Midoriya must face. He doesn't have a quirk, and people consider that a crime against God itself. I don't know. Ever since his diagnosis, something in Midoriya died. His will to be a hero. It wasn't instant by any means, but it was slowly eroding. And Midoriya quickly realized that he had no one in his corner to back him up. His teachers and classmates dismissed him because of his quirkless status. His supposed childhood friend Bakugo just used him as a training bag and just generally just attacked him whenever he felt like it. And even his own mother, though not acting in the way as the rest of the people in Izuku's life, just looked at him like a fragile vase. When he asked her if he could still become a hero, she only apologized. And slowly she just began coddling him, not letting him take any dangerous activities, not even letting him work out or learn martial arts. It was suffocating. It was probably just as worse as what Bakugo does to him. The feeling that he was not even a person, just some object that, if even the slightest scratch appeared on him, Inko would break. I just want to be free. It was like this for 6 years. And it only got worse and worse. Izuku constantly looked around seeing any evidence of quirkless heroes, but if there were, then Hero Society did a good job at hiding it. Every crumb that he thinks will lead him to what he wants is just another dead end. And that dead end just keeps getting worse and worse. So, when one day just happened, one day, that didn't make any sense. Izuku was just finishing up some hero analysis. He's been trying to see if there's any heroes who have a quirk yet don't, but it's not combat related. He's found quite a few, but whenever he does try to show someone this to counteract, they go, "Oh yeah, but they still have a quirk." Even with the people who just have guns for hands. Of course, getting guns in Japan is a difficult thing, and Midoriya is just a 10-year-old boy. Who's gonna give him a gun? So he's just finishing it up. He hasn't brought his notes to school after realizing Bakugo could just destroy them. So he decides to just call it a day and just head to bed. Just hoping that tomorrow will at least be better. At first, things were silent. But then he heard what sounded like wind. Like the kind of wind you'd hear when you're out in the wild, in nature. And then he heard ruffling, as if there was a creature approaching him. Izuku then decided to open his eyes, thinking, okay, I must have left the window open. Only to realize he's outside. In the middle of nowhere. Takes him a few seconds to finally understand the situation he's in. Where am I? This looks strange. Is this a quirk? Did I just get transported? Or did... Doesn't look like anywhere in Japan I've been. Izuku looks around. He sees birds in the distance, so... Hey, that's good. He sees what looks like a deer. A weird looking one. And then he sees some rocks. a very big mountain, a blue cat, more birds, and a blue cat. Uh, what kind of creature are you? He slowly approaches this blue cat, and it seems to be looking at him. But then a huge noise is heard. heard. And that causes the blue cat to run away. Hey! It's okay, I'm not gonna hurt you. But then Midoriya hears footsteps. Very loud footsteps. He quickly turns and sees what looks like a giant blue bear creature with glowing red eyes. Snorlax. I think this is part where I run. Before Midoriya could sprint like he's in the Olympics, he does what every horror movie character does, specifically in the Scream franchise, and trips over a rock. Ow! Midoriya then turns back to see the giant hulking beast run at him with murderous intent. And Midoriya tries to crawl away, but he's not making it far. And turning back, he closes his eyes and accepts his fate. I guess this is what a quirkless freak like me deserves. Gliscor! Use Mud Bomb! Midoriya hears the sound of another man saying something odd. He quickly turns his eyes to see what looks like a flying scorpion throwing mud at the blue bear creature. And this takes its attention away from Izuku onto the flying scorpion. Before Midoriya can continue, a man suddenly gets between him and the creatures. Young man, are you okay? Don't worry, I shall handle this alpha Pokemon quickly. But in case I fail, be ready to run. Okay. Midoriya then watches the man who looks like some sort of general, albeit a general who probably just walked through a war zone, command the flying scorpion, which he now knows is called Gliscor, to attack the blue bear creature, which now he knows is called Snorlax. And from this point onwards, I'll refer to them as their Pokemon names after first describing them. And it is not an easy fight. From what Izuku can see, this Snorlax is incredibly tanky. And is also very powerful. However, Gliscor seems to have speed on its side. And seems to be using a combination of mud-like attacks, quick air-like attacks, and poison for some reason. It's a scorpion. Soon, the general man pulls out a ball and recalls the creature before sending out another one. Go, Machoke! Next, and what Izuku next sees is what looks like a man, sort of. Similar to seeing someone with a mutation quirk. It looks almost like a wrestler due to its belt. What kind of quirk does this man have? I've never seen anything like this. Machoke! Rock Smash! Machoke! Punch! Upon seeing this, Izuku realizes, it seems to be more effective than the last one. And what follows is this Machoke and Snorlax exchange and blows, but it looks like the Snorlax is not doing so good. Eventually, the Snorlax then falls after quite some time. It seems like the alpha Pokemon have gotten more powerful as of late. It would be best not to wander off on your own. Uh, 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 are you okay? You have an amazing quirk! Pardon? Yeah, that's normally the sounds I make when I mess up in recording. Now I'm using it for Zuku's mumbles. Uh, sorry about that. I just get real excited when seeing quirks. Uh, Young man, I have no idea what you're talking about. Did you perhaps hit your head? Quirk, the thing where you brought out those creatures and the balls. Oh, you mean my Pokemon? Pokemon? Oh, you must have hit your head quite hard. And also, looking at you further, you don't seem to be from here. Tell me, do you know where you are at the moment? Japan? I've never heard of that place. How have you not heard of Japan? Well, I don't know what to tell you, but you, my friend, are in Hisui. Hisui? Indeed. Welcome to Hisui. I am Ingo. I am a warden. A warden? Oh my goodness, I have broken you. I do apologize. Explain thing for me. Wait, if... So what you're saying is those creatures aren't part of your quirk? Again, I don't know what that word is. You know, superpowers. Things like that. I mean, there are people who have been said to be able to speak to Pokemon and natural psychics, but I have not met any as of late. So you're quirkless then? I assume you're referring to the fact that I'm a normal man. Well, not really normal. I fell from the sky just like you, apparently, although I can't remember much. Uh, you have amnesia? Indeed I do, I'm afraid. All I remember is some strategies of battling, but I can't really remember much. Oh, so wait, you said you fell from the sky? Yes, from those portals. What? Oh my god! Izuku then turns to see what looks like a giant portal. Not what looks like, it is a giant portal. Okay, Izuku, two things. Or two possibilities. One, this is a really strange dream, or you're under effects of a quirk. Or two, you're in another world. I'm going with option two. Yep, the pinch test is concluded. I'm in another world. Oh, so I assume you do not have Pokemon in your world? No, there are people with quirks. As I said, superpowers. Around 80% of the world has them, but I'm unfortunately the 20%. And why should that be bad? Quirks are very important in our world. Or more specifically, society places too much importance on quirks. You speak very wisely for a 10-year-old boy. Is that normal in your world? Not really normal in my case. I've just sort of had to grow up faster. Or just realized things weren't really fair. I always wanted to be a hero when I was young, but since I don't have a quirk, I can't be one. Well, being a hero isn't having superpowers now, is it? Uh, Being a hero means being able to help people, being able to risk your life, and being able to see smiles on people's faces after you help them. Being a hero doesn't mean being all big and shiny. It's being a beacon of reassurance. At least that's what I think. Thank you. Uh, I didn't mean to make you cry. No, no. I'm just really happy. Oh. Well, we probably shouldn't be out in the wild. We could get ambushed by more wild Pokémon. Uh, Wait, what makes the wild ones different from yours? Well, non-wild Pokémon have a trainer. Or at least a owner of some kind. Although, some people don't keep their Pokemon in Pokeballs. Those people being the clans. I do. It's familiar to me. Oh, we should probably get you a Pokemon, young man. Uh, Alright, Izuku Midoriya. Well, meet Izuku. Uh, okay. Different cultures, remember that. Well, I happen to have some Pokemon that I was recently captured. Maybe you would like one. Really? Indeed. Follow me. I'll summon them. Just pick one, though. I, I need to give two to the professor. Uh, oh, okay. Izuku and Inga then make their way to a stone-like table. God, I love geography. And there, Ingo takes out three more Pokeballs, as he now knows it. Izuku has many more questions, but he decides to wait. Well, then, here are your starters. Izuku is then greeted by three different kinds of Pokemon. An otter, a badger-like raccoon, and an owl with a bow tie. Oh, what are their names? Well, one of these will be your starter. We have Rowlet, a grass and flying type, Cyndaquil, a fire type, and Oshawott, a water type. Types? Every Pokemon has a different type, and each type has a strength and weakness. For example, that Snorlax is a normal type, and it is weak to fighting type Pokemon like my Machoke. Oh, that's really unique. Indeed. Some Pokemon, though, have immunities, like ghost types. Ghosts? Yes, ghost type Pokemon. Now, we will have more to discuss later. But which do you choose? Izuku looks at the tree Pokemon. He doesn't really know which one to pick. The Oshawott reminds him of him. Cyndaquil reminds him too much of Bakugo with the flames. He's developed PTSD. But the Rowlet is just looking at him. Hi. Did I do something wrong? Izuku reaches out his hand, but then the Rowlet just flies up and just perches on his head. Before hooing softly. It seems your Pokemon has chosen you. No worries. Having a deep bond with your Pokemon is a very important thing. The fact that this Pokemon has chosen you instead of you chosen it is a good sign. Ingo then returns the other two. Uh, okay, Rowlet, you can get off my head. Oh, I believe it mistaked you for a tree. Oh, so it only liked me because I was a tree. Don't be disheartened. Nint, you just have to work on your bond, that's all. Alright, the Pokeball? Alright, here you go. And with that, the two begin to make their way to the nearest settlement to get Izuku a small place to stay, because they don't know if he's going to be here forever, and some more suitable clothing. During their journey to Jubilife Village, Izuku was briefed on many things, just so people won't look at him weird. Ingo relayed what they knew about types, advantages and disadvantages, and different types of Pokemon you can encounter in the wild. And in the area they're in, it's relatively harmless ones unless they're an alpha Pokemon. Those ones tend to be a lot more violent. And the moment he got to Jubilee Village, some people were looking at him weird due to, well, his weird pajama wear. I don't know why I drew it like that. But he was quickly given some better clothing by the Galaxy Corp. Although barely anyone was in there. When asked where everyone else was, a member replied, "Oh, something big happened, and we weren't really told much." Well, hi there, little guy. How are you doing? Sorry, I just had to do that. Zuko was also given a small place to stay, and when he asked if it was alright for him to stay like this, Ingo just said, "Many members of ours are quite young, so you should be fine. Besides, there's a nice restaurant nearby. The owner is quite a nice man, although very suspicious." Hmm. And so Izuku decided to call it a night and just rest for the day. And the next day, he just took some time to get used to Jubilee Village. He just kind of wandered around. And Ingo wasn't there, probably had to do something, so he decided to try and get to know Rala a bit more, but Rala just seemed to really like sitting on his hair. And he ended up finding this man who could make you have more space in your bag. And by space, I mean infinite. Of course, Izuku entered into another Mother Storm, which the man didn't even seem to be able to keep up with. Just nodding his head while folding his arms like, Shinji's dad going, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It wasn't until a passing by member asked what was going on that Izuku just stopped. "Oh, right. You have a Pokemon, right?" Yes. He's in my hair." "Oh, I see. Hey, little guy. You should probably go and catch some more Pokemon." "Catch more?" "Yes. The most Pokemon a person can have is 6 at a time." Why did I start like that? Why doesn't people... Why don't people bring more, though? This is to prevent people making an army of very powerful Pokemon. It's a safety precaution, which I'm very glad they made. Ah, okay. You do know how to catch Pokemon, right? I believe so. I throw the Pokeball at them. Yes, but if the Pokemon doesn't get captured, you may have to battle it. Battle? Yes. Battling and Pokemon go together very well. Like water and oil. But oil floats on water. I'm looking for a better example. I have an idea though. Why don't you just go catch some Pokemon? I think I got an idea of a few easy ones. Shinx, a Bidoof, and a Starly. How would I know which one is which? Oh, here. Uh, a book? Yes. It has descriptions on the Pokémon. Although, catching them could help us learn more about them. Oh! Mm, I wonder. Well then, you best be off. Wait, I don't have Pokeball. Oh, uh, here, take these 5. And hope you don't have to use more than one. Okay. Well, bye, Muff. Oh, that's a pretty nice melody. And so, Izuku has left Jubilee Village to go to the... What's it called again? Hold on, let me check. The Obsidian Fieldlands. Yeah, that's what it's called. And with Rowlet by his side, he feels like he can take on the world. He then spots some Pokemon in the distance and thinking smartly, he tries to sneak up on them. He sees one that looks like a beaver, and when he quickly looks at the book, he sees that it's a Bidoof, and a small note that says, "All hail Bidoof." Okay. Quickly, he sneaks up behind it and just throws the Pokeball. But it misses. Like, it doesn't even get far. And the Bidoof just turns and looks at him. Rowlet, go! Rowlet is then sent out for battle by flying off Izuku's head. Now he is fighting against the beaver, not what he expected. Okay, Rowlet, use Leaf It! I think you have that, or something. Quickly, Rowlet just uses Gust. And does some decent damage to the Bidoof, who retaliates with a tackle. And Izuku is just doesn't really know what moves, because I actually don't remember how the anime trainers know. Because there's not a Pokédex. So, what do we do in this? Magical powers, or something. Okay, so a quick check revealed that it's from experience, learning, and just having a strong bond, but I feel like that's too early, so... Time for Izuku to just learn on the fly. However, Izuku decides to quickly look in the book and see what they know about Rowlet. He sees that they have 2 recorded moves on there. Gust and Leafage. And he sees some weird symbols next to them he doesn't really understand. But that's not important. Okay, Rowlet, use Gust again. Rowlet! That's alright. And Rowlet does so, hitting the Bidoof again. And the Bidoof, this time, does another tackle. This is a very bare bones fight, but it's somehow intense. Okay, try Leafage. And Rowlet managed to land a critical hit. And the Bidoof is near exhaustion. Quickly, Midoriya picks up the Pokeball he failed to throw properly and just throws it again as if his life depends on it. And it hits the Bidoof. And it goes in. Oh. I caught it! Why is it shaking? Da 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 da. They can they escape? Well, not important now. Good job, Rowlet. Rowlet. And Rowlet proceeds to go back onto Izuku's hair. Alright, let's go catch these other ones. Now, I'm not gonna describe the rest of these, because that would take too long. But let's just say with the Shinx, it was difficult, to say the least. Because it resisted his flying type attacks, and That one knew an electric move. But he now has a Shinx, a Starly, a Bidoof, and a Rowlet. And things are looking up for him. I feel like I'm making good progress. Alright. Come on, team. Let's go. Ah! 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 Leave me alone! Ah! 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 What could possibly be making him react like that? I think we all know why, because of what's on the image at the moment. Paris. A swarm of them. He saw one just walking by and tried to catch it. He didn't realize how vicious they were. And unfortunately, he was near a nest of them. Leave me alone! Quickly, Midoriya sees what looks like a chasm and, not take it straight, he jumps over it. And then lands on the other side. He then sees the Paris stop by the cliff. And then they proceed to become a bridge. No, they don't. They just look at him. Quickly, Izuku notices one of his Pokeballs shake. And there it reveals. And then Starly pops out looking at him like, what was going on? Sorry about that. I may have angered those quickly scares, but Paris, don't catch unless you're ready to run a marathon. Gee, I wish I read that part. I just need to catch my breath. So Izuku just sits there, catching his breath while the Starly just keeps watch. Like it's just got captured, and now it's only known Izuku for at most an hour, but if anything happened to him, it would fight Arceus. And then Giratina. They just like his bushy hair. It looks like a bush. So after a few minutes of resting, Izuku is about to get up when he hears something. Is everything set? Quickly, he hides behind a huge rock, while Starlight just flies up and just plops itself on top of said rock. Yes, about that, we're experiencing some technical difficulties. What do you mean by technical difficulties? Well, as you all know, what you're requesting is quite a big task. And this is a noble Pokemon we're talking about. You can't really just do what you want to do to it. I don't care what is stopping you. We need this done. You understand? We understand, we really do, but, are you sure it's worth it? Angering noble Pokemon is one thing, but we would also have to deal with the Wardens. And I do not want to deal with the Pearl Clan, let me tell you. Is this what I expect from the Gem Guild? A bunch of low-life cowards who can't even do the simple job of just spreading. Then what's in this bag? Well, I mean, you are very lucky I am patient and somewhat understanding. Luckily for you, I have knowledge that the warden will not be there at the specific time. That gives you time to enrage the noble Pokemon and to ensure we have the perfect distraction. You understand? Yeah, we really do, man. Good. Tomorrow I expect the Cleavor to be pure enraged. You understand? Alright. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Good. Now, if anyone asks, we were never here. And with that, Izuku watches what looks like a cloaked figure leaving. No, Cleaver, what's going on? Ugh. That guy is terrifying, let me tell you. Yeah, but we got to do what we got to do. After all, if we can manage to steal those Pokémon and that resources they have, we would have a good start, let me tell you. Yeah, yeah. Well, let's just head back and pack up before we head back. That part causes Izuku to go blank. They're trying to steal Pokemon? But there's so many out there. Wait, what if they're trying to steal trainer Pokemon? And then he enters into another muttering storm, while Starly just looks at him concerned. Bidoof also pops out, and just snuggles into Izuku's arms. Oh, it's so adorable. And while this is happening, he doesn't realize something is approaching him. Wait, what's that noise? Quickly, Izuku turns and is greeted by a massive deer. Ah, nice deer. Don't hurt me. Wait, Izuku quickly pulls out the book and flicks through the pages and manages to see that it's called a Weirdeer, a normal psychic type. It doesn't look hostile. Weirdeer! Oh, there's where you are. Izuku then turns to see the source of the new voice, and is greeted by a woman with black hair and a blue sort of outfit with some nice patterns on. Oh, so this is where you went, Weirder. Oh, hello, tiny man. Hope Weirder didn't scare you. Oh, no, not at all. I guess I just been jumpy since, let me guess, Parasa? Uh, yeah. Pff, don't worry. Your first time out? Um, I, I guess I can call it my second time out. I mean, I did find myself in the wild. Find yourself in the... Do you have amnesia? No, not like Ingo. Ingo? Yeah, he saved me from an alpha Snorlax that was about to crush me. And also gave me this Pokemon. Uh, this one. Quickly, he pulls out the Pokeball and Rowlet shows up. Oh, that was nice of him. Yeah, are you also a friend of his? More like a rival clan. Oh, I'm Mai, a member of the Diamond Clan, and the warden for Weirdeer over here. Ah, you know, Ingo told me he was also a warden. Yeah, for a giant camp. A giant what? Don't worry about it. Oh, looks like it's getting late. Yeah, but... Wait, do you happen to know about a noble Pokemon called Cleavor? Hmm? Oh, yeah. Uh, that one's under the protection of a warden from the Pearl Clan. Why? Well, it's just... I overheard some people right over there. Well, they're gone now. It looks like some of them are part of this thing called the Gem Guilds. I didn't get a real good look at them, but they said something about a powder to enrage a Cleavor. That is strange. Well, I guess I could warn them about something. Well, let's get you back. You wanna ride on Weirder? Uh, are you sure it's not taboo? Nah, he seems to like you. Come on, Elliot. And with that, Izuku is now holding on to his dear life while riding a very fast deer. Quickly, he gets back to the village. Also, he put his Pokemon back in their Pokeballs. And there he sees Ingo talking to what looks like another woman. That that sounded so wrong. Oh, there's Ingo. Hey, Ingo. Hmm? Ah, Izuku. It's good to see you again. What happened? You seem to be a little shocked. Uh, was it Paris? It was Paris. Yeah, I figured. Oh, Izuku. Let me introduce you to the leader of the Pearl Clan, Iridia. Oh, oh! Quickly, Izuku bows down as a form of respect. Oh, uh, you can get up. This is quite awkward. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh wait, if you're the leader, calm down. What seems to be the problem? I overheard what sounded like some group of villains who call themselves the Gem Guild talking about how they're gonna enrage a noble Pokemon called Cleavor. Apparently, that's under the jurisdiction of a warden of yours. Hmm. Are you sure you heard them correctly? Yeah, they even had these masks of. Well, they looked like purple masks with gem in their eyes. Huh. They also mentioned something about how the warden won't be there at a specific time, and they're gonna use it to steal Pokemon and get resources. And are we supposed to trust your word? Yes, maybe. I'm not sure. I'll talk with Lian to make sure to stay diligent. Although he does have to be sent out for an expedition to a mine. What for? What purpose? We're trying to figure out how what that portal has to do with all of the rifts that have been opened up and bringing strange things through them, like you and Ingo. Oh, you're familiar with the situation? Of course. However, if I were to guess, it would probably have to be the Pokemon gods being angered. More specifically, the god of space, Palkia. God? There are Pokemon gods? Hmm? Are you not familiar with them? Ah, you see, Izuku here isn't from a different point, more so a different world. Ingo, are you sure he didn't hit his head hard? I asked myself that as well, but it turns out no. Although in his world, there are people with superpowers, to say the least. Superpowers. Think of a human who can breathe fire like a Magmar. That would be a sight. And while the two are currently discussing what to do, Izuku is just thinking. I guess I helped them. It doesn't feel right just sitting out like this. And then Izuku decides to ask something. Do you think I could go and help? Help? You've barely had experience. Well, I mean, I. Not that I'm against it, it's just. Would you be any help at all? Well, I'm. I guess not. Don't be discouraged. Everyone has to start from somewhere. Use this as motivation. Yeah, I guess I will. And with that, Izuku decides to call it for a night, get something to eat, and then heads back to bed. Well, no, he heads to bed. But he doesn't sleep. He doesn't sleep very well because he's just worried about what's gonna happen. So instead of going to bed like any reasonable person, he decides to take this time to train up his Pokémon. Is this risky? Most likely. But he doesn't really feel tired. Hint hint, Pokemon character's not sleeping. So he goes out. No one tries to stop him, just one guy goes, "Hey, you heading out?" And he goes, "Yeah, for training." "Okay, carry on." Wait, shouldn't I have told him about the training grounds? Yeah, he'll probably be fine. With that, Izuku begins training up his Pokemon by battling other ones. He doesn't have any Pokeballs left, and he doesn't know where to get them, and he forgot to get more, like an idiot. But he manages to level up his Pokemon to around level 14, we'll say. Yeah, level 14. Not 15 or anything higher. We'll just keep it like that. Izuku is feeling pretty good at the progress he's made, so he decides to head back. But he realized how far he went. I guess I did go far. Well, best get going then. And as he's about to walk away, he hears some noises. Ugh! Come on, we don't have much time. I know. Can you not rush me? Wait. What was that? Quickly, Izuku checks out the source, and from behind the rocky wall, or rocky terrain, or the hill, something. He sees what looks like those Gem Guild guys dragging a very big bag. Why is there so much of this stuff? We really don't need this, you know? Hey, have you seen the size of that thing? Look at it. It could crush us with just its hand. What hands? It has axes for hands. Whatever, keep going. Zuko is stunned. They're here? I thought they said... Wait. He probably isn't gonna be here at night. Oh, why was I so stupid? I gotta go. Go and warn everyone. Zuko's about to run, but then he stops. If I leave, they'll just anger it. I gotta stop them before it's too late. But I'm not strong. Ugh! Why can't I do anything? Zuko's just now at a crossroad. Does he run as fast as he can to warn the village? And possibly the wardens? Or does he just try and fight? But then he remembers what Ingo said earlier about being a real hero. A real hero helps. A real hero becomes a symbol that reassures people. A real hero isn't about power. It's about what you do. I could have butchered that, I'm sorry. And with a heavy heart, Izuku decides, I'm done. I'm not gonna run this time. I'm gonna show them that I can be a hero. Quickly, Izuku leaves his cover and shouts, "Hey, you!" The two guild guys go, "Ah, shoot! Wait, but spotted! Go, just grab whatever you can and reach it. I'll hold him off." "Oh, you must be pretty tough, Warden." Warden? Wait, you're not the warden? This will be easier than I expected. Go, Geodude! Go, Rowlet! Just to clarify, the battle you're about to see was simulated in Pokemon Simulator with the help of my little brother. Special thanks to him. And I'm just gonna recount what happened in that battle, so good luck. Alright, Rowlet, use Leaf Edge! Geodude, Rock Throw! both attacks happen at the same time. Rowlet is able to hit a Leafage on Geodude, which is super effective. But Geodude manages to hit a Rock Throw, which, while super effective, doesn't defeat Rowlet. Quickly, Izuku fires off another Leafage, hoping to at least KO the Geodude, which he succeeds. Ugh. Go Teddiursa! Alright. Leafage again! Lick! As soon as Rowlet is licked paws by the Teddiursa, Izuku notices electricity coming out from it. Rowlet, are you okay? Looks like your Pokemon got paralyzed. Paralyzed? Oh, you don't know about status effects? Pfft, we're dealing with a rookie here. I gotta say, the Gem Guild's voices are the most inconsistent thing. That's their whole character. Their voices are inconsistent. Whatever. Scratch! Rowlet! Rowlet! Quickly, Izuku returns him, and then sends out Shinx. He then tells Shinx to use Thunder Shock, while the guy tells his Teddiursa to use Lick. And then when he tells him to Thunder Shock again, he paralyzes the Teddiursa. Good job, Shinx! Shinx! Teddiursa, scratch him! And with that, Teddiursa lands a scratch that does massive damage. In the battle, my brother accidentally terastallized, so that's why, but it adds tension. And while Shinx is able to land a quick attack, it can't handle another scratch. I'm down to 2 Pokemon. Well, I don't know what his last one is. Okay, then. Go Starly! And as soon as it hits the field, Starly uses Air Slash, but it ends up missing. However, the Teddiursa gets paralyzed. Starly is then able to hit the next Air Slash, but the Teddiursa tries to attack with a Lick, only for it to not work. What? Why isn't it working? Of course, Starly's a normal type. Wait, what type is Lick then? If it's immune, that must make it a ghost type move. Quick, Starly! Quick attack! Starly! Boop! And with that, the Teddiursa faints. Alright then. Go, Sableye! Sableye! I haven't seen that before. I don't have time to check the book. Like it. It's our mascot. A powerful Pokemon that I doubt you can beat. Alright then. Starly, Air Slash! Scratch it! Alright, Air Slash! It flinched! Aerial Ace again! Scratch it! You can't lose to that dumb bird! Holy, don't you talk bad about Starly! Air Slash again! Starly! Sableye! What? No! This Pokemon's supposed to be strong! Ah! I did it. Yeah. Ow! Wait, why are you giving me money? You won the battle. Duh. I'm not sure that... Whatever. But... Well, looks like I just bought enough time for my teammate to... Ah! Jerry! And with that, the grunt runs off to see what happened to Jerry. Izuku follows suit, realizing that the sun might be coming up soon. And when he arrives, he sees both grunts run away. Run! Save yourselves! We're all gonna die! What? Don't tell me. Before Izuku has the chance to run, he hears something moving fast, like really fast. He then sees just blurs, and then some trees getting cut before a heavy crash happens. Izuku is knocked off his feet, and when he gets up, he is greeted by the noble, berserked Cleavor. Cleavor. Izuku turns to realize that his exit is blocked off by the said trees that are destroyed. With that, Izuku comes up with the only plan he knows. Run! Now, Cleavor is quite fast, and it is able to keep up with Izuku, who just is doing his best to run and to stall, hoping that maybe the group arrives. However, when Cleavor is nearly about to hit him with his axe, Izuku instinctively does a barrel roll dodge, and Cleavor runs into a wall, and then is stunned for a bit. I only have one chance at this. Alright, Bidoof, go! Bidoof! Alright, Bidoof, use rollout! With that, Bidoof uses rollout, no doubt, and does super effective damage against the Cleavor, although it doesn't really do much, because it is quite angry. And Izuku then continues the strategy of running, dodging, waiting for the noble berserk Pokemon to get stunned, and then sending out Bidoof to roll out. But then it begins to do something differently. It then begins spinning around with its axe blades, becoming a tornado of death. And Izuku is just terrified. He is just screaming on the top of his lungs, running as fast as he can. And it nearly hits him at one point, but thankfully, he can't really see that well because of all the spinning. Eventually, it stops and gets stunned again. Izuku is able to land another rollout on it, which helps. But then it lunges at him with both of his axes lifted above his head to land a devastating attack that shakes the ground, causing him to get knocked off his feet. Damn it. What can I do? However, he then hears something in the distance. Alright, we gotta get there as fast as we can, partners. Who knows what Cleavor's gonna be doing now? Reinforcements? Hopefully, it's the warden. And with that, Izuku does his best to stall the Cleavor, who's just not even making it easy for him, with all the spinning, charging, and lunging. And he is nearly out of his breath. And Bidoof does his best to make sure to land a rollout. It likes the funny the talking cabbage. And when Izuku is nearly cornered, the Cleavor is hit by a bag of something. Hey you, Diamond Man! Here! Throw these at it! It should calm him down! Izuku turns to see a child with a cowboy hat. Okay, that's odd, but he's wearing the Pearl uniform, so this must be the warden. Right, thanks! No problem, just get this done quickly! I wish I brought my Pokemon with me. And with that, Izuku now has a new way of fighting the Cleavor, throwing its food at it. And it somewhat works. It helps stop it in its tracks when it's doing the lunging one, because it gets stuff in its eyes. And rollout is also helping. Like, really. It seems to be getting stronger and stronger, but whenever Bidoof misses, it just gets weaker. Eventually, the Cleavor just launch it. Decides to launch an air-like slash. This is X's, by the way. Izuku, who at the edge of his ropes, throws the last bag at it before the X tries to connect at it. And when it does, the noble Pokemon falls. And Izuku is tackled out of the way by said cowboy. Gah! Partner, that was risky. Is it over? Yeah, it is. How long will you find that thing? Uh, is the sun out yet? Yeah, it's just rising. That's your answer. Ever since it started rising. Ooh. Let's get you some rest. I help more than anything. From what I heard. With that, Leon brings Izuku to a nearby rest stop where he gets some well-deserved sleep. And there he sees Ira again, and also what looks like some Galaxy Expedition members. I've heard that you went to fight the noble Pokemon by yourself. I didn't think I would fight it. I was just trying to stop it. She raises her hand. Thank you. Though, may I ask, what were you doing out so late? Oh, training. There's a training grounds in Jubilee Village. You are aware. Eh? Oh, you weren't. Uh, well, I'm gonna head back. Oh, please. Let us escort you. It's the least we can do. Thanks. At that, Izuku then makes his way back to Jubilee Village. Some people haven't heard what he's done yet, but he's feeling really proud of himself. He also gets his Pokemon healed up, and makes sure to thank them all for what they did. Especially Bidoof. He gets a lot of head pats. Praise Bidoof. With that, Izuku collapses onto the futon and sleeps. Izuku hears noises similar to noises. The sound of cars? An alarm clock? That damn alarm clock! Izuku then wakes up. I'm home? Wait, how can this be? He turns off his alarm clock. Good thing I don't have one. I'm my own alarm clock. It's 7 Saturday. Was that a dream? No, it was too realistic to be a dream. Wait, was defeating that noble Pokemon a requirement to head back? Huh. Yeah, this is how Izuku is sent back. He has to defeat the noble Berserk Pokemon, or a major problem. Izuku gets up, realizes he was wearing the clothes that he wore when he first appeared in Hisui. He goes out in the kitchen. He leaves his room and sees his mom. Oh, Izuku, good morning. Hi, Mom. He decides not to tell her about what happened, thinking it's not like she's gonna believe me. They end up having breakfast, and since it's Saturday, Izuku just decides to just go outside and just clear his thoughts. He doesn't know what to make of the situation. He just fought a giant axe wielding bug, and now he's back home like nothing happened. How is he supposed to make sense of anything? Nothing makes sense anymore. He then passes by the park, the same park where he realized not all men are created equal. It still hurts him, but ever since that small journey in Hisui, he's feeling a lot better about himself. Of course, that gets changed when he hears him. What are you doing here, you stupid Deku? Fuck, I hate voicing Bakugo so much. Suku turns and sees Bakugo with his cronies. Not. Good Lord, give me strength to deal with this. Just walking. Hey! You really expect me to believe that, you stupid nerd? Yeah, you're probably making more of the stalking notes. What was that fucking laugh? Just leave me alone. I'm not doing anything. Yeah, you're looking down on me. Quickly, Bakugo and his goons jump in to try and attack Izuku, but that Cleavor did one thing and trained Izuku to learn how to dodge properly. Stand still, you stupid nerd! Stop! Why are you doing this? Isn't it obvious? I'm just showing you your place. Sparks form across Bakugo's hands before he reels his hands to unleash a huge to unleash something Izuku's all too familiar. Die! Izuku covers up, puts up a guard. He's on the ground and expecting an explosion to hit him, but then he hears something. The explosion is split in half. More, but not by an attack, more by someone standing there. Bakugo looks wide-eyed, and so does his goons. Izuku opens his eyes, and there he sees him. Rowlet. Rowlet. What is that thing? I believe that's an owl. I know what that is. Why does it look like that? Rowlet. With that, Rowlet launches Leafage on Bakugo, which knocks him down before following up with a huge gust, sending them over a wall. And Rowlet is not done yet, because as soon as Bakugo and his cronies come back for round 2, it uses something that Izuku has not seen it used before yet, the move Confuse Ray. And when it hits, Bakugo and his cronies just are, as you can tell, confused. To the point where Bakugo hits them with an explosion that sends them flying. And Rowlet lands back down, injured, and Izuku is still stunned. Rowlet? Rowlet? You're injured! Oh my god, this is my... Before Izuku could continue, he sees feathers surround Rowlet, and it heals up. You could just do that? Rowlet? Huh? Wait, if you're here, then... Izuku quickly checks his pockets, which were empty, but now... He thinks about trying to get a Pokeball, and lo and behold, he has a Pokeball now. And when he sends it out, it's Bidoof. Bidoof! Shinx! Starly! It was real. Izuku is even more confused. Is this a quirk or is this something? But then he remembers something he heard earlier. God-like Pokemon. Legendary ones. Maybe could this have been a legendary Pokemon like the one she described? Before Izuku can continue thinking, his Pokemon begin wandering around the park, just being very curious about what's going on. Izuku has to try his best to just keep them in line and make sure no one sees them. Thankfully, though, no one seems to show up, and Bakugo is was bla- oh, was blasted off again. Yeah, he didn't come back for round two. He just so Izuku quickly returns them to their Pokeballs, but Rowlet just wants to rest in his hair, which takes him some time to tell Rowlet to stay in the Pokeball for now. He's thinking, how would I? How am I gonna explain this to Mom? As soon as Izuku gets home, his mother greets him. Oh, Izuku! I just got a call from Mitsuki. Uh, she said something about Bakugo coming back with bruises and saying in that it was because of an owl that was protecting you. Are you okay? Uh, well, what were you thinking? Was the owl dangerous? With Mom, stop. I'm fine. The owl saved me. Saved you? Yeah. Well, before Izuku can continue, Rowlet pops out. Rowlet, Rowlet, get back in the ball. What is that? Before Inko has time to process, Rowlet lands in Izuku's hair, and her brain enters. That's a dangerous thing. Get off his hair! Stay away from my baby boy! Rowlet! Is it giving me set? Rowlet? Mom, I have something to let you know. Uh, is this your quirk? No, this isn't my quirk. La- Last night when I went to bed, I got transported. Isuku, I appreciate you having. No, it's real. These creatures are from another world. They're called Pokemon. And then there, I was in an ink. It looked like a feudal. It looked like an olden. It looked like the past. Or maybe that's how it always looks like. Are you sure it wasn't the effect of a quirk or no? It was real. I was there for 2 days. Well, 3 maybe. Wait, if you were there for 2 days, why are you still here? I think time works differently. But after I defeated a very dangerous Pokemon with axes as soon as he mentions the axes, Inko goes full protective mother mode. Just basically checking everywhere for injuries and saying how dangerous it is and how this could be incredibly dangerous. But Zuko finally decides to say something. Mom, just stop. Zuko, please, I'm just. Why do you treat me like some glass vase? Huh? You treat me as if I'm gonna break the moment I get punched. I had to fight villains, a wild animal with axes, and I'm still fine. Why can't you trust me? Why is it that a man with amnesia believes I can be a hero while my own mother can't? Is it just shut up? Just shut up. With that, Izuku just runs off and locks his room. Inko tries to get him to talk, but he isn't budging. His Pokemon pop out to see what's wrong, and when seeing him sad, they begin to hug him. He, they may have not known him for long, but they really like their cabbage boy. And he finds comfort in the fact that out there, someone believes in him. And he has his Pokemon with him. And with that, that is the end of What If Izuku Was in Pokemon Legends. I have to say, I actually really liked making this one. I really enjoyed just try this new take on my what ifs. It challenged me, and honestly it went pretty well. Especially that whole battle thing, which I can work a lot more better on. And not the Cleavor one. The one where I actually did a Pokemon battle. I think I'll include footage of it, of the Pokemon battle I did with my brother, so you guys can see. Yeah. Anyways, please feel free to leave suggestions on how I can improve this, or any other unique things you want me to see. Because, as you can tell, I'm not going to do the exact Legends Arceus story one-on-one. No, I'm going to do something similar but unique. So I won't be covering the whole Volo thing. So it's just going to be from the last... So there will be just... It's a whole unique thing I'm doing. It follows Legends Arceus, but does things differently. Anyways, Izuku's team right now consists of Rowlet, Starly, a Bidoof, a Shinx, and he also has a Scyther, which he doesn't know about yet. Anyways, happy holidays everyone, and Merry Christmas. And to the person who asked for this video, thank you for being patient with me. Ciao!